My beloved, I need your full attention for what's coming. This isn't just another message. This is your message. The one you've been waiting to hear. The one that will finally make everything make sense. My dear child, something extraordinary is about to unfold in your life right now. The universe has aligned this very moment just for you. And what I'm about to share will change everything you thought you knew about your future. Right now, as you're reading these words, there are forces beyond your understanding working tirelessly to bring you the breakthrough you've been desperately waiting for. This isn't just another message that will fade away when you close this screen. This is the divine intervention you've been crying out for in the quiet hours of the night when nobody else was listening. You see, my precious child, I know exactly what you've been carrying. I've watched you struggle with burdens that were never meant to be yours. I've seen the nights when sleep refused to come because worry filled every corner of your mind. I've witnessed the moments when you smiled in front of others while your heart was breaking into pieces inside. You thought nobody noticed, but I saw everything. Every single tear that rolled down your cheek was collected. Every prayer you whispered while pretending to be strong was heard. Every time you wanted to give up but chose to take one more step instead, I was right there walking beside you. And now, my beloved, your season of struggle is coming to an end. The pain that has followed you for so long is about to be replaced with joy so overwhelming that you won't even recognize your own life. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is not based on empty promises or false hope. This is real, this is happening. Right at this exact moment, there are blessings traveling toward you at a speed you cannot comprehend. Doors that have been locked for years are beginning to crack open. People who will change your destiny are being moved into position. Opportunities that seemed impossible are being created specifically for you. Money that you never expected is finding its way to your hands through channels you haven't even thought of yet. Type Amen if you believe that miracles are real and they're coming to you right now. My dear child, do you remember when you were younger and life felt full of possibilities? Do you remember when you believed that anything could happen, that dreams were meant to come true, that magic existed in the world? Somewhere along the way, that beautiful innocence got buried under disappointment. The world told you to stop dreaming. People said you needed to be realistic. Life threw challenges at you that made you forget who you really are. But I never forgot. I've been waiting for this moment to remind you that the child inside you who believed in miracles was absolutely right. The magic you believed in wasn't childish fantasy. It was spiritual truth that your innocent heart understood before the world tried to convince you otherwise. Right now, something is shifting in the invisible realm. You can't see it with your physical eyes, but your soul can feel it. That strange sensation you're experiencing as you read these words, that tingling feeling of hope trying to break through your doubt, that warmth spreading in your chest, it's all real. Your spirit recognizes truth when it hears it. Your inner being knows that change is coming. The heaviness you've been carrying is starting to lift because divine hands are reaching down to remove the weight from your shoulders. You don't have to carry it anymore, my child. You were never meant to walk this journey alone. I want you to understand something deeply important. Every single thing you've been through, every heartbreak, every failure, every moment of despair, it wasn't meaningless suffering. It was preparation. You were being shaped, molded, strengthened for something greater than you can currently imagine. The pain was developing compassion in your heart. The struggle was building unshakable faith in your spirit. The disappointments were teaching you to trust in divine timing rather than human understanding. Nothing was wasted. Every tear watered seeds that are about to bloom into the most beautiful garden you've ever seen. Comment yes, God, if you're beginning to understand that your suffering had purpose. My beloved, I need you to know that you are not forgotten. I know sometimes it feels like everyone else is receiving their blessings while you're still waiting. You've watched people who didn't work as hard get promoted. You've seen individuals who weren't as faithful receive the breakthroughs you prayed for. You've witnessed others celebrate victories while you're still fighting battles. And in those moments, a painful question whispered in your mind, have I been forgotten? Does anyone see me? Does my faithfulness even matter? Let me answer that question with absolute clarity. You have never been invisible, not for a single second. Your faithfulness has been recorded. Your integrity has been noted. Your patience has been honored. And now the reward for everything you've endured in secret is about to be delivered publicly. There's something you need to understand about how blessings work in the spiritual realm. They don't always come when you expect them or in the form you imagine. Sometimes the greatest miracles are hidden inside the worst circumstances. The breakthrough often arrives disguised as something ordinary. The answer to your prayers might not announce itself with trumpets and fanfare. It could come as a random phone call, an unexpected email, a chance encounter, a sudden idea, or a door opening where there was only a wall before. That's why you must stay alert, stay awake, and stay believing. The miracle you've been waiting for might arrive in the next hour, the next day, or the next week, but it's already on its way to you right now. Let me tell you about the power you carry inside you that you've forgotten about. Deep within your spirit, there's a divine spark that was placed there before you were even born. This spark contains unlimited potential, infinite possibilities, and connections to the source of all creation. When life beats you down, that spark might seem dim, but it never goes out. It's always there, waiting to be reignited. And right now, as these words wash over your soul, that spark is beginning to glow brighter. The fire inside you that you thought was extinguished is coming back to life. The passion you thought you lost forever is being restored. The dreams you buried because they hurt too much to remember are being resurrected. You are not finished. Your story is not over. The best chapters haven't been written yet. I want you to think about something for a moment. Think about how far you've already come. Look back at the person you were a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Look at everything you've survived that you didn't think you could survive. Remember the moments when you were absolutely certain you couldn't take one more step, yet somehow you found the strength to keep going. Recall the times when giving up seemed like the only logical option, but something inside you refused to quit. That wasn't just stubbornness or survival instinct. That was divine strength flowing through you when your own strength ran out. That was spiritual power carrying you when your legs couldn't hold you anymore. And if that same power brought you through everything you've already faced, imagine what it's going to do in the season you're about to enter. Type I believe if you trust that the same force that brought you this far will carry you even further. Now, my precious child, I need to address something that might be holding you back. There's a voice in your head that keeps telling you you're not good enough. It whispers that you don't deserve happiness. It says you've made too many mistakes to receive blessings. It reminds you of every failure, every wrong choice, every regret. This voice is not your friend. This voice is not the truth. This voice is the enemy of your destiny, trying to keep you trapped in the prison of your past. But here's what that voice doesn't want you to know: your past does not define your future. Your mistakes do not determine your worth. Your failures do not disqualify you from receiving miracles. Every single person who has ever achieved something great has failed multiple times. Every individual who has received extraordinary blessings has made mistakes. Imperfection is part of being human, but it's not a barrier to divine favor. The truth that will set you free is this: you are loved exactly as you are right now, not the person you wish you were, not the person you're trying to become. not the version of yourself that has everything figured out. The messy, struggling, imperfect person reading these words right now is deeply loved and completely worthy of every blessing that's about to pour into your life. Your value doesn't come from your achievements, your bank account, your appearance, or your performance. Your worth is inherent, built into the fabric of your being from the moment you were created. You matter because you exist, and nothing can change that fundamental truth. Let me tell you something about the season you're entering. This is not going to be like the seasons you've walked through before. This is different. This is the time when years of planting finally produce a harvest. This is when seeds you forgot you planted start breaking through the ground. This is when investments of faith, kindness, patience, and love begin paying dividends beyond your wildest imagination. You're about to see what happens when divine timing meets faithful endurance. The combination creates miracles that make people shake their heads in wonder because they can't explain how it happened. They'll look at your life and say, it doesn't make sense. It's not logical. There's no reasonable explanation. And you'll simply smile because you'll know the truth. What's impossible for humans is absolutely possible for the divine force that's moving in your life. My dear child, before we continue, I want you to do something important for me and for yourself. Take a moment right now to support this message by subscribing to this channel. I know you might think it's just a simple click that doesn't mean much, but it's actually a powerful act of faith. When you subscribe, you're declaring to the universe that you're ready to receive. You're creating an opening in the spiritual realm for blessings to flow through. You're aligning yourself with the message of hope and transformation. This small action has greater significance than you realize. So go ahead, click that subscribe button right now, and then come back and continue reading. This is your moment to take a physical action that represents your spiritual decision to believe. Comment subscribed when you've done it so the universe knows you're serious about receiving what's being offered to you. Now, let me talk to you about something that might surprise you. All this time you've been asking for blessings to come to you. You've been praying for doors to open. You've been waiting for circumstances to change. But what if I told you that the greatest treasure you're seeking is already inside you? What if the answer you've been desperately searching for externally has been living internally all along? You see, my beloved, you don't need to become someone different to deserve blessings. You need to remember who you already are. You don't need to achieve certain goals before you're worthy of love. You need to recognize that you've always been worthy. The power you're seeking outside yourself has been residing in your spirit this entire time, just waiting for you to acknowledge it and activate it. Think about a seed for a moment. When you look at a tiny seed, you see something small and insignificant. But hidden inside that seed is an entire tree, complete with branches, leaves, flowers, and fruit. The tree isn't somewhere else waiting to come to the seed. The tree is already in the seed. It just needs the right conditions to emerge and grow into its full expression. You are like that seed, my child. Everything you need, everything you're hoping to receive, everything you're praying will come to you is already encoded in your spiritual DNA. The abundance, the joy, the peace, the success, the love, it's all there inside you right now. It just needs the right conditions to emerge. And these words you're reading, this message you're receiving, this moment you're experiencing, these are creating the perfect conditions for your breakthrough to manifest. I want to address something that might be causing you anxiety. You're worried about time. You feel like you're running out of it. You look at your age, your situation, your circumstances, and you think it's too late. You believe you've missed your window of opportunity. You're convinced that your best days are behind you, and all that's left is to accept a diminished version of the life you once dreamed about. My precious child, let me shatter that lie with the truth. It is never too late. Age is just a number, not a destiny. Your past does not predict your future. Some of the most remarkable transformations happen in the later chapters of life. Some people don't even discover their true purpose until they've lived decades. The idea that there's a deadline for blessings is a human construct that has no validity in the spiritual realm. Divine timing doesn't follow your calendar. It doesn't care about your age. It doesn't recognize the limitations you've accepted. When the moment is right, miracles happen instantly, regardless of how long you've been waiting. Let me tell you about something powerful called divine reversal. This is when everything that went wrong suddenly goes right, when the script gets flipped in your favor, when the story that was heading toward tragedy suddenly turns into triumph. When losses get restored, when stolen things get returned, when broken things get healed, when dead dreams come back to life. This isn't just religious talk or motivational speaking. This is a real phenomenon that has happened throughout history to countless people who held on to faith when nothing made sense. And it's about to happen to you. The forces of reversal are being activated in your life right now. What the enemy meant for evil is being transformed into good. What was designed to destroy you is going to develop you. What tried to bury you is going to elevate you. The very weapon that was formed against you is going to become the tool that builds your future. Type Amen if you receive this reversal in your life starting right now. My beloved child, I need you to understand something crucial about how energy works in the universe. Everything is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Your thoughts are energy, your words are energy, your emotions are energy, your beliefs are energy, and like attracts like in the energetic realm. When you're vibrating at the frequency of lack, scarcity, fear, and doubt, you attract more experiences that match those frequencies. But when you shift your vibration to abundance, gratitude, faith, and expectation, you begin attracting blessings that match that higher frequency. This is why I'm asking you to believe, to expect, to anticipate good things. Not because positive thinking is magic, but because belief literally changes your energetic frequency, which changes what you attract into your life. Your faith is not just a nice spiritual concept, it's an actual force that reshapes your reality. Now let me tell you about the invisible helpers working on your behalf. You might not believe in angels, spiritual guides, or divine messengers, and that's okay. Belief isn't required for them to work. They're operating behind the scenes regardless of whether you acknowledge them or not. Right now, at this very moment, there are forces moving to arrange circumstances in your favor. Someone is thinking about you who can help you. An opportunity is being created that has your name on it. A solution to your problem is being revealed to someone who will share it with you. Money is finding its way to you through channels you haven't even imagined. Health is being restored to your body at the cellular level. Relationships are being healed that you thought were permanently damaged. All of this is happening simultaneously in the invisible realm, and soon it will break through into your visible reality. You're going to see evidence of what's been happening behind the scenes, and when you do, you'll be amazed at how perfectly everything comes together. Let me share something with you about the power of gratitude. When you're grateful for what you have right now, even if it seems like very little, you open the door for more blessings to enter. Gratitude is like a magnet that attracts abundance. Complaining and focusing on lack actually push blessings away. I know it seems counterintuitive to be thankful when you're struggling, but this is one of the most important spiritual secrets you can learn. Start thanking the universe for what you have right now. Thank it for your breath, for your heartbeat, for your ability to read these words. Thank it for the roof over your head, the food you've eaten, the people who love you. Thank it for lessons learned, for strength gained, for wisdom earned through difficulty. As you practice gratitude, you'll notice your entire perspective shifting, and as your perspective changes, your reality begins to change too. Comment "Thank you, God" if you're willing to start practicing gratitude right now. My dear child, there's something I need to tell you about forgiveness. I know there are people who hurt you. Individuals who betrayed you, abandoned you, lied to you, or caused you pain. You might be carrying anger, resentment, or bitterness toward them. That's completely understandable and human. But here's what you need to know: holding onto that pain is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Unforgiveness doesn't hurt them, it hurts you. It keeps you chained to the past. It blocks your blessings. It prevents you from moving forward into your future. Forgiveness doesn't mean what they did was okay. It doesn't mean you have to trust them again or let them back into your life. Forgiveness simply means you're releasing the weight of their actions from your shoulders so you can walk freely into your next chapter. When you forgive, you're not doing them a favor. You're freeing yourself. The blessings that are trying to reach you are being blocked by unforgiveness. Let it go, my child. Release it. Not for them, but for you. Now I want to talk to you about something that might challenge you. You're going to have to let go of your old identity to step into your new reality. The person you've been believing yourself to be is not who you actually are. You've created a story about yourself based on your past experiences, your failures, your limitations, and what others have told you. But that story is fiction. It's not the truth of who you are at your core. You are not your mistakes. You are not your bank account. You are not your relationship status. You are not your job title. You are not your diagnosis. You are not defined by what happened to you. Those are all just temporary circumstances that don't touch your true essence. Deep inside, you are powerful, capable, creative, resilient, and connected to infinite source energy. But you can't access that power while you're still identifying with the limited version of yourself. You have to let the old you die so the new you can be born. Type "I'm ready" if you're willing to release your old identity and step into who you're truly meant to be. Let me tell you about divine timing and why delays are not denials. You've been waiting for things to happen, and the wait has been frustrating. You've watched others receive what you asked for, and it hurt. You've wondered why your prayers seem to take so long to be answered, while others get instant results. Here's what you need to understand: delays are often divine protection. Sometimes what you want isn't ready for you, or you're not ready for it. If you had received certain things when you first asked for them, they might have destroyed you. You didn't have the wisdom, maturity, or strength to handle them properly. The waiting period isn't punishment, it's preparation. While you've been waiting, you've been growing, learning, and becoming the person who can actually receive, maintain, and multiply the blessings you're asking for. The delay is making sure that when the blessing arrives, you'll be ready to steward it properly. So instead of being frustrated about how long things are taking, trust that the timing is perfect. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. My precious child, I want to address the fear that's been living in your heart. Fear of failure, fear of disappointment, fear of being hurt again, fear of trying and not succeeding. This fear has been whispering lies to you, convincing you to stay small, to play it safe, to not take risks. But let me tell you something about fear: it's a liar. It has no power except what you give it. Fear cannot see the future. It can only replay the past. Every time fear speaks, it's showing you a movie based on old footage, not new reality. The future hasn't happened yet, which means it's completely open to infinite possibilities. You could succeed beyond your wildest dreams. You could experience miracles you never imagined. You could receive blessings that surpass anything you've seen before. But fear wants you to believe the only possible outcome is negative. Don't listen to that voice anymore. Feel the fear if it comes, acknowledge it, but don't let it make your decisions. Move forward anyway, take the risk. Try again, open your heart. The blessings waiting for you are on the other side of your fear. Now let me tell you something about the people in your life. Not everyone who was with you in the past is supposed to be with you in the future. Some people were only meant to be part of one chapter of your story, not the entire book. When people leave your life, whether through death, distance, or decision, it's not always a tragedy. Sometimes it's a necessary clearing to make room for the right people to enter. There are individuals who are supposed to be part of your next season, but they can't come in while you're still holding on to people who were only meant for your last season. This is why you must release those who are meant to go with love and gratitude for what they brought to your journey, then turn your attention forward to see who's coming. New friends, new mentors, new partners, new connections that will support the version of you that's emerging. Trust that the right people are being sent to you at the right time. Comment "I trust" if you believe that divine order is arranging your relationships perfectly. Now, my precious child, let me share something with you that will change how you see every challenge you've ever faced. There is a hidden purpose woven into every difficulty that has crossed your path. Nothing you experienced was random chaos or meaningless suffering. Every single moment, even the darkest ones, was part of a master design preparing you for the extraordinary life you're about to step into. When you were going through those painful times, you couldn't see the bigger picture. You couldn't understand why such heavy burdens were placed on your shoulders. You questioned whether you would survive, whether the pain would ever end, whether life would ever feel good again. But here's what you didn't know then, and what I'm revealing to you now. Those weren't obstacles meant to stop you. They were training grounds meant to strengthen you. Every tear you cried was washing away old patterns that no longer served you. Every sleepless night was rewiring your mind for greater thinking. Every moment of loneliness was teaching you self-sufficiency and inner strength. Every financial struggle was developing your resourcefulness and resilience. Every heartbreak was expanding your capacity to love more deeply and authentically. You weren't being punished, my child. You were being prepared for a level of blessing that requires a stronger vessel to contain it. Think about what happens to gold when it's refined. It must go through intense fire. The heat doesn't destroy the gold, it purifies it, removing all the impurities and leaving behind only what's valuable and precious. That fire you've been walking through wasn't meant to consume you. It was meant to purify you, to burn away everything that wasn't authentically you, to remove the false beliefs and limiting patterns that were keeping you small. And now, on the other side of that fire, you're emerging as pure gold, refined, valuable, precious, stronger than you've ever been. The world is about to see your true worth, and it will be undeniable. Type "I am refined gold" if you understand that your struggles were actually shaping you into something precious. Let me tell you about something called divine compensation. This is a spiritual law that says the universe must balance itself. For every loss there must be a gain. For every tear there must be joy. For every season of drought there must be a season of overflow. You cannot experience one without eventually experiencing the other, because balance is written into the fabric of creation. This means that everything you lost, everything that was taken from you, everything you sacrificed, everything you went without, it's all been recorded in the cosmic ledger. And now the universe is preparing to compensate you. Not just equal compensation, but multiplied compensation. You're not going to get back what you lost. You're going to receive far more than what you lost. This is the law of divine multiplication working in your favor. Every day you struggled is being multiplied into days of ease. Every dollar you lacked is being multiplied into abundant provision. Every moment of loneliness is being multiplied into rich, fulfilling relationships. Every ounce of pain is being multiplied into immeasurable joy. The scales are about to tip dramatically in your favor, and when they do, you'll look back and realize that the suffering was actually setting up your comeback story. My dear child, I need you to understand something crucial about the next phase of your journey. You're not just receiving a blessing, you're receiving an upgrade to your entire operating system. Everything about how you think, feel, believe, and move through the world is being elevated to a higher frequency. You're graduating from one level of consciousness to another. This isn't just about getting more money or better circumstances. This is about becoming a completely different version of yourself. The old you lived in fear and scarcity. The new you operates from faith and abundance. The old you doubted your worth. The new you knows your value. The old you waited for permission. The new you takes bold action. The old you played small to make others comfortable. The new you steps into your full power unapologetically. This transformation is happening right now as you read these words. You're literally being rewired at a cellular level. Your brain is forming new neural pathways. Your heart is opening to greater possibilities. Your spirit is expanding to hold more light. You're not who you were yesterday, and you certainly won't be who you are today by tomorrow. You're evolving rapidly, and this evolution is preparing you to receive and handle blessings that the old version of you couldn't have managed. Comment "I am evolving" if you feel yourself changing even as you read this. Let me share with you a secret about divine favor that most people never discover. Favor isn't something you earn through good behavior or perfect performance. Favor is something that's released when you align with your authentic purpose. You see, every person was created with a unique assignment, a specific contribution only they can make to the world. When you're living in alignment with that purpose, favor flows naturally and effortlessly. Doors open that shouldn't open. People help you who have no logical reason to help you. Resources appear from unexpected sources. Opportunities find you instead of you having to chase them. This is what it looks like when you're in your divine flow. But when you're living out of alignment, trying to be someone you're not, pursuing goals that aren't truly yours, everything feels like a struggle. You have to force things, you have to convince people, you have to work 3 times as hard for half the results. That resistance is actually a sign that you're off course. The universe isn't blocking you, it's redirecting you. So if things have been feeling hard, if you've been struggling despite your best efforts, consider that perhaps you've been heading in a direction that wasn't meant for you. The struggle isn't a sign to give up, it's a sign to recalibrate. Ask yourself, am I pursuing what I truly want or what I think I should want? Am I living my authentic truth or performing for others' approval? Am I following my heart or following the crowd? When you get honest with yourself and make corrections to align with your true purpose, you'll feel the shift immediately. Suddenly things start flowing, help appears, doors open, and you realize that favor was always available, you just needed to position yourself correctly to receive it. My precious child, I want to address something that might be creating subtle sabotage in your life: the fear of success. You've heard about fear of failure, but fear of success is actually more common and more damaging. Deep down, part of you is afraid of what will happen if you actually get everything you want. You wonder if you'll be able to handle it. You worry that success will change you in negative ways. You fear that people will treat you differently or expect more from you. You're concerned that you might fail after succeeding, which feels worse than never succeeding at all. These fears are completely normal, but they're also completely false. Success won't destroy you, it will reveal you. It will show you capacities you didn't know you had. It will introduce you to parts of yourself that only emerge when you're living at your full potential. And yes, some people might treat you differently, but that's because you'll be different. You'll be more confident, more peaceful, more generous, more powerful. The people who truly love you will celebrate that growth, and those who can't handle your success, they were never meant to walk with you into this next chapter anyway. So release the fear of what success might bring and embrace it. You were created for greatness. It's not arrogant to step into it. It's obedient. It's not selfish to want more. It's wise. It's not dangerous to rise. It's your destiny. The world doesn't need you to play small. The world needs you to shine so brightly that others remember they can shine too. Type "I am ready for success" if you're willing to release the fear and embrace your greatness. Now let me tell you about the incredible power of consistency. Most people want instant results, overnight success, immediate transformation. But the truth is that lasting change happens through small, consistent actions repeated over time. You don't transform your body with one workout, you transform it with daily movement. You don't build wealth with one good decision, you build it with consistent, wise choices. You don't create a beautiful life with one big action, you create it through the accumulation of small, intentional moments. This is actually good news because it means you don't have to do anything dramatic or extraordinary. You just have to do small things consistently. Pray every day, even if just for 5 minutes. Speak positive words over yourself every morning, even if you don't believe them yet. Take one small action toward your dreams every single day, even if it seems insignificant. Practice gratitude before bed every night, even when the day was hard. These small, consistent practices create compound growth. Each day builds on the previous day, and over time, you look back and realize you've completely transformed without even noticing the exact moment it happened. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to make a big change. Start making small changes right now today and commit to repeating them consistently. That's where real power lies. Not in dramatic gestures, but in faithful daily practices that slowly but surely reshape your entire life. My beloved child, let's talk about something that might be keeping you stuck. Your attachment to how things should look. You have a picture in your mind of what success should look like, what love should look like, what healing should look like, what your breakthrough should look like. And because reality doesn't match that picture, you're either not seeing the blessings that are already present, or you're rejecting opportunities because they don't fit your predetermined image. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make on their journey. They're so busy looking for blessings in the specific form they imagined that they miss the blessings arriving in different packaging. Maybe you thought your healing would come through a doctor, but it's actually coming through a lifestyle change. Maybe you thought your money would come from a promotion, but it's actually coming from a side project. Maybe you thought your love would look like a certain person, but it's actually arriving through someone completely unexpected. Maybe you thought your purpose would be found in a specific career, but it's actually hidden in a passion you've been ignoring. The universe is infinitely creative and doesn't limit itself to your narrow vision of how things must happen. When you release your attachment to the specific form and instead focus on the feeling and essence of what you want, you open yourself to receive it in multiple ways. Stop demanding that your blessing look exactly like you imagined. Start recognizing that blessings come in countless forms, many of them better than what you originally envisioned. Flexibility is crucial to receiving. Rigidity blocks flow. Open your expectations and watch how much more you receive. Comment "I am open" if you're willing to release control over how your blessings must appear. Let me share something with you about the power of community and connection. You were never meant to walk this journey alone. One of the enemy's greatest tactics is isolation, convincing you that you must handle everything by yourself, that asking for help is weakness, that showing vulnerability is dangerous. But the truth is that we need each other. We're designed for connection, wired for community. built for mutual support. When you isolate yourself, you cut yourself off from one of the most powerful sources of strength, encouragement, and breakthrough available to you. Other people carry wisdom you need. They have perspectives that can shift your thinking. They possess resources that can help your situation. They offer encouragement that can fuel your faith. They provide accountability that keeps you moving forward. They reflect back to you truths about yourself that you can't see alone. This doesn't mean you should share your journey with everyone. Be selective and protective of your vision. But find your people, your tribe, your community of believers who will stand with you, pray with you, encourage you, and celebrate you. If you don't currently have that community, ask the universe to send it to you. Divine connections are being arranged right now. People who will understand you, support you, and walk with you are being positioned in your path. Don't reject them when they appear just because they don't fit your image of what friendship or support should look like. Receive the help. Accept the love. Welcome the community. You'll go so much further together than you ever could alone. My dear child, I need to talk to you about the concept of spiritual warfare, because understanding this will help you navigate the challenges ahead. Not every difficulty you face is random bad luck or natural consequences. Sometimes you're experiencing resistance because you're threatening the status quo. When you start rising, when you begin stepping into your power, when you get serious about your purpose, spiritual opposition intensifies. The enemy of your soul doesn't care about people who are stuck, small, and ineffective. But when you start becoming dangerous to the kingdom of darkness, when your light starts shining brighter, when your faith starts producing results, suddenly you'll face attacks designed to discourage you, distract you, and derail you. You might experience unexpected obstacles right when things were starting to go well. You might face criticism and opposition from people you thought would support you. You might deal with spiritual attacks on your mind, health, relationships, or finances. This isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's actually confirmation that you're doing something right. The opposition proves you're a threat worth fighting against. So when resistance comes, and it will come, don't be surprised or discouraged. Recognize it for what it is, evidence that you're on the right path. The closer you get to your breakthrough, the fiercer the battle becomes. But here's what you need to know: the battle has already been won. The victory is already secured. You're not fighting for victory, you're fighting from victory. Your job isn't to defeat the enemy, it's to stand firm in the truth that the enemy is already defeated. Speak the word, declare your victory, refuse to be moved by temporary circumstances. The weapons formed against you will not prosper. Every attack is actually positioning you for greater breakthrough. What was meant to destroy you is going to promote you. Stand strong, warrior. You're winning even when it looks like you're losing. Now, my precious child, let me tell you about the principle of sowing and reaping. Everything in life operates on this principle. Whatever you plant, you will eventually harvest. Whatever you put out into the world comes back to you multiplied. This is an unbreakable universal law that works whether you believe in it or not. The good news is that every act of kindness you've ever shown, every moment of generosity, even when you had little, every time you helped someone who couldn't help you back, every prayer you prayed for others, every seed of love and faith you planted, all of it has been recorded and is now producing a harvest. You might not have seen immediate results, but seeds don't grow overnight. There's a season of waiting between planting and harvesting, but make no mistake, harvest time is coming. Everything you sowed in tears, you're about to reap in joy. Everything you gave sacrificially is coming back to you abundantly. Everything you invested in others is about to pay dividends in your own life. This is divine justice, cosmic balance, spiritual law in action. But here's what I want you to understand: you can accelerate your harvest by continuing to sow even while you're waiting. Don't stop being generous just because you haven't received your blessing yet. Don't stop being kind just because people weren't kind to you. Don't stop giving just because your bank account is low. Keep sowing love, faith, kindness, generosity, and positivity. Every seed you plant today is creating your future reality. You're literally constructing tomorrow with the choices you make today. So be intentional about what you're planting. Sow what you want to reap. Give what you want to receive. Become what you want to attract. The harvest is guaranteed. It's not a question of if, only when. Type "I am sowing good seeds" if you understand that your current actions are creating your future blessings. My beloved child, as we continue this journey together, I want to address the voice of the inner critic that has been speaking to you for far too long. That voice that tells you you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not worthy enough, not lovable enough. That voice that reminds you of every mistake and magnifies every flaw. That voice that compares you to others and always finds you lacking. That voice is not your truth. It's not wisdom. It's not protecting you. It's a liar that has been holding you hostage in a prison of self-doubt and self-rejection. And today, right now, it's time to silence that voice once and for all. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not your imperfections. You are a magnificent creation, uniquely designed, beautifully flawed, perfectly imperfect. You have gifts that the world needs. You have a light that was meant to shine. You have a voice that deserves to be heard. You have a purpose that must be fulfilled. The inner critic wants to keep you small, safe, and silent. But you were born to be expansive, courageous, and expressive. Every time that critical voice speaks, I want you to consciously choose to speak truth over yourself instead. When it says you're not enough, you say, I am more than enough. When it says you'll never succeed, you say, I am successful in all I do. When it says nobody loves you, you say, I am deeply loved and valued. When it says you should give up, you say, I am persevering and victory is mine. You have the power to override the lies with truth. Your words are more powerful than the inner critic. Your declarations create your reality. So speak life over yourself. Speak truth over your situation. Speak victory over your circumstances. And watch that critical voice lose its power over you as you step into the fullness of who you really are. My beloved child, let's talk about the dreams you buried. At some point you had visions of what your life could be. You imagined doing things that excited you, creating things that mattered, living in a way that felt authentic and joyful. But somewhere along the way those dreams got crushed. Maybe someone told you they were unrealistic. Maybe circumstances made them seem impossible. Maybe you failed when you tried and the pain made you decide never to try again. So you buried those dreams deep inside and convinced yourself to be practical, to accept less, to stop wanting what you wanted. But my dear child, those dreams didn't die. They're still alive inside you. They've been sleeping, waiting for permission to wake up. And right now I'm giving you that permission. It's time to dig up those buried dreams, dust them off, and look at them again. What you wanted wasn't foolish or impossible. It was your soul trying to show you the path to your purpose. Those desires were placed in your heart for a reason. They were breadcrumbs leading you toward your destiny. It's not too late to pursue them. In fact, now is the perfect time because you have wisdom and experience you didn't have before. You can approach those dreams with maturity and strategy. Resurrect what you thought was dead. Your dreams are about to become reality. Let me tell you about the power of your words. Every word you speak is creating your future reality. When you say, I can't, you're programming your subconscious mind to make that true. When you say, I'll never, you're closing doors before you even approach them. When you say, nothing ever works out for me, you're creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your words are not just sounds that disappear into the air. They're creative forces that shape your experiences. This is why you must become very careful about what you speak over yourself and your life. Stop saying negative things even as jokes. Stop agreeing with limitations. Stop speaking defeat over yourself. Instead, start declaring what you want to be true. Say, I am blessed. Say, I am abundant. Say, miracles happen to me. Say, the right opportunities find me. Say, I am healthy, strong, and capable. At first, these statements might feel like lies because they don't match your current reality. But as you keep speaking them, you're actually creating the reality they describe. Your words have more power than you've realized. Use them wisely. Type I am blessed if you're ready to start speaking life over yourself. My precious child, I need to tell you something about suffering. I know you've been through pain that others can't see. You've carried weights that weren't visible. You've fought battles that no one knew about. And sometimes you've wondered why you had to go through such difficult things. You've asked, why me? More times than you can count. Here's what I want you to understand. Your suffering wasn't meaningless. It was developing something in you that couldn't be created any other way. Strength comes from resistance. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is purified in fire, and your spirit has been strengthened, purified, and refined through everything you've endured. You're not broken because of what you went through. You're actually more whole. You're not damaged, you're developed. The pain increased your capacity to receive greater blessings. It expanded your ability to appreciate joy. It deepened your compassion for others. It gave you wisdom that can't be learned from books. Everything you survived has made you more powerful, not less. And now that power is about to be activated for your breakthrough. Let me tell you about the miracle of new beginnings. No matter how many times you've failed, fallen, or felt like you lost your way, you can always start again. Every single morning is a new opportunity to choose differently, think differently, and move differently. Your past does not determine your future unless you allow it to. You're not stuck in your story. You're not defined by your history. At any moment, you can decide to write a new chapter. You can change direction. You can make a different choice. You can become someone new. The universe doesn't keep score of your mistakes and use them to limit your future. Only humans do that. Divine grace gives you infinite chances to begin again. So if you feel like you've messed up beyond repair, you haven't. If you think you've wasted too much time, you haven't. If you believe it's too late to turn things around, it's not. Right now, this very moment, is your opportunity for a fresh start. The slate is clean. The path is open. The future is unwritten. What will you do with this new beginning? Comment new beginnings if you're ready to leave the past behind and step into something completely new. My dear child, let's discuss the power of persistence. There's a reason you're still here, still reading, still believing despite everything that's tried to break you. That reason is the indomitable spirit within you that refuses to quit. Persistence is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. Most people give up right before their breakthrough. They quit when they're one step away from success. They stop believing right before the miracle manifests. They walk away right before the answer arrives. But not you. You've held on longer than most people would have. You've continued believing when nothing made sense. You've kept faith when everyone else said to let go. That persistence is about to pay off in ways you cannot imagine. Every moment you chose to keep going instead of giving up was building momentum in the spiritual realm. Every time you said one more day instead of I'm done was accumulating spiritual interest. And now you're about to receive the compound interest on all that faith you invested. The return is going to be enormous. Now I want to talk to you about something very important called receiving mode. You've been in giving mode, fighting mode, surviving mode, struggling mode for so long that you've forgotten how to receive. You don't know how to rest. You don't know how to let things be easy. You don't know how to accept help. You've become so used to doing everything yourself, fixing everything, carrying everything, that you've unconsciously closed yourself off to receiving blessings. But my beloved child, you can't receive with closed fists. You can't catch what's being thrown to you if your hands are full of the past. You must open yourself up. You must create space for new things to enter. You must release control and trust that you don't have to do it all yourself. Practice receiving. When someone offers help, say yes. When a compliment comes, accept it. When an opportunity appears, take it. When rest calls, honor it. Stop pushing so hard and start allowing. The blessings trying to reach you need you to be in receiving mode. Open your hands. Open your heart, open your life. What's coming is already yours. You just need to be ready to receive it. Type I receive if you're willing to shift from striving to receiving. My precious child, I want to tell you about the power of this exact moment. You might think this is just another day, another message, another moment passing by. But what if I told you that this moment was circled on the cosmic calendar before you were even born? What if this conversation was appointed before time began? What if everything you've been through was leading you to this exact point where you would read these exact words and experience this exact awakening? There are no accidents in the universe. You didn't randomly stumble upon this message. You were guided here. Your spirit called out for help, and the universe answered by putting this in your path. This moment is sacred. This moment is significant. This moment is the turning point you've been praying for. Don't treat it casually. Don't scroll past it mindlessly. Pay attention. Something is shifting right now in the invisible realm. Doors are unlocking. Blessings are being released. Angels are being dispatched. Solutions are being revealed. And it's all happening because you showed up here right now, ready to receive. This moment matters more than you know. Let me tell you about the testimonies you're going to give. Soon, very soon, you're going to have a story to tell that will encourage others. You're going to look back at this season of struggle and see it completely differently. What feels like endless pain right now will become your powerful testimony. The breakdown you're experiencing is actually the breaking open of your breakthrough. When you get to the other side of this, and you will get to the other side, you're going to tell people, I don't know how I made it through, but I did. You're going to share your story with someone who's in the same place you are right now, and your words will give them hope when they have none. Your testimony will be the lifeline that pulls someone else out of their darkness. This is why you must hold on. Not just for yourself, but for all the people you're going to help with your story. Your mess is becoming your message. Your test is becoming your testimony. Your pain is becoming your purpose. Hold on a little longer. The story isn't finished yet, and the ending is going to be more beautiful than you can imagine. My beloved child, let me speak to you about divine connections. There are people you haven't met yet who are essential to your next chapter. These aren't random individuals. These are divinely appointed connections who carry pieces of your puzzle. They have information you need, opportunities they'll offer you, introductions that will change your life, wisdom they'll share, or resources they'll make available. You can't force these connections or manufacture them through networking strategies. They'll appear naturally at the perfect time as part of the divine orchestration of your life. Your job isn't to hunt for them or stress about finding them. Your job is to stay open, stay ready, and recognize them when they appear. Sometimes the most important person you'll ever meet will show up in the most ordinary way. A chance conversation, a new neighbor, someone seated next to you, a comment on social media, an unexpected email. When these divine connections appear, you'll feel something different about them. There will be an inexplicable knowing that this person is significant. Pay attention to those feelings, act on them, These connections are being sent to you right now. Get ready to meet people who will change everything. Comment, "I'm ready for divine connections," if you're open to the right people entering your life. Now let me address something that might be weighing on your mind: the past mistakes you can't seem to forget. You've replayed them thousands of times, wishing you could go back and choose differently. You've beat yourself up, criticized yourself, and convinced yourself that those mistakes disqualify you from blessings. But here's the truth you need to hear: your mistakes don't define you, they refined you. Every wrong turn taught you something. Every failure gave you wisdom. Every mistake showed you who you are and who you don't want to be. Without those experiences, you wouldn't have the depth, compassion, and understanding you have now. So stop punishing yourself for being human. Stop holding yourself hostage to your past. Those chapters are finished. You can't rewrite them, but you also don't have to keep rereading them. Close that book. The story continues, and the next chapters are going to be filled with redemption, restoration, and remarkable blessings. Your past is not your prison. It's the foundation that makes your comeback story even more powerful. Release the guilt, release the shame, release the regret. You're forgiven, you're free, and you're ready for what's coming next. My dear child, I want you to understand something about abundance. Most people think abundance is only about money, but it's so much bigger than that. Abundance is having more than enough of everything you need: love, joy, peace, health, relationships, opportunities, and yes, financial resources too. Abundance is your natural state. You were born to overflow, not to barely survive. You were created to thrive, not just exist. Scarcity is not your destiny, it's a lie you believed. The universe is infinitely abundant. There's no shortage of blessings, miracles, or provision. The only shortage is in believing you're worthy of receiving them. But you are worthy, not because of what you've done or achieved, but simply because you exist. Your existence alone makes you deserving of abundance. So stop living from a scarcity mindset that says there's not enough. Stop believing you have to compete for blessings. Stop thinking that someone else's success means less for you. There's enough for everyone, including you. Open yourself to receive abundance in all its forms. It's flowing toward you right now like a river. Stop blocking it with doubt and unworthiness. Let it flow, let it flood, let it fill every area of your life until you're overflowing. Type "abundance is mine" if you're ready to receive more than enough of everything good. Let me tell you about the power of visualization. Your imagination isn't just for entertainment. It's a creative tool that shapes your reality. When you clearly imagine what you want as if it's already happened, you're actually programming your subconscious mind and sending signals to the universe about what to bring into your life. See yourself living in abundance. Picture yourself healthy and strong. Imagine yourself in loving relationships. Visualize yourself succeeding at what you're pursuing. Feel the emotions of already having what you desire. This isn't fantasy or wishful thinking, it's quantum creation. You're collapsing future possibilities into present reality through the power of your focused intention and emotion. Scientists are discovering what spiritual teachers have known for thousands of years: consciousness creates reality. Your thoughts and feelings are literally shaping the material world around you. So if you want different results, you need to think different thoughts and feel different emotions. Stop reimagining worst-case scenarios. Start seeing yourself victorious. Start feeling yourself blessed. Start experiencing yourself transformed, even before the physical evidence appears. What you can see in your mind, you can hold in your hands. Practice this daily and watch your reality shift to match your vision. My precious child, I need to talk to you about forgiveness one more time, but this time about forgiving yourself. This might be the hardest forgiveness of all. You've done things you regret. You've hurt people you love. You've made choices you wish you could undo. You've said words you can't take back. and you've been punishing yourself ever since. You hold yourself to standards you'd never hold anyone else to. You show everyone else grace while denying it to yourself. But my beloved, you cannot move forward while you're chained to your past. You cannot step into your new identity while you're still identifying with your old mistakes. You cannot receive blessings with hands that are too busy beating your own chest. It's time to forgive yourself, not because what you did was okay, but because continuing to punish yourself doesn't help anyone. Forgive yourself so you can be free. Forgive yourself so you can grow. Forgive yourself so you can become who you're meant to be. You are not your worst moment. You are not your biggest failure. You are a beautiful soul having a human experience, learning lessons and evolving. Grant yourself the same mercy you'd give to someone you love. Say it out loud right now: I forgive myself. Say it until you mean it. Say it until you believe it. Say it until you're free. Comment "I forgive myself" if you're ready to release yourself from self-imposed punishment. Now let me share something with you about patience and trust. I know you want everything to happen right now. You're tired of waiting. You're exhausted from hoping. You're ready for your life to change immediately. That feeling is completely understandable. But rushing the process can actually delay your blessing. A flower forced to bloom before it's ready won't be beautiful, it will be broken. A cake taken out of the oven too soon isn't ready, it's raw. Everything has its proper timing, and forcing things before their time creates problems. This doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you take action while trusting the process. It means you work with patience. It means you believe that what's meant for you won't miss you, no matter how long it takes to arrive. Divine timing is always perfect, even when it doesn't feel that way. Sometimes delays are actually divine redirections, protecting you from something that looked good but wasn't right for you. Sometimes waiting periods are preparation times, getting you ready for what's coming. Trust the timing. Trust the process. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Your breakthrough isn't late, it's right on schedule. My beloved child, as we approach the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this powerful truth: you are enough. Exactly as you are right now in this moment, you are enough. You don't need to be thinner, richer, smarter, more successful, or more accomplished to be worthy of love and blessings. You are inherently valuable. Your worth is not based on your productivity, your appearance, your achievements, or anyone's opinion. You are enough because you are a divine creation, a spark of infinite consciousness having a human experience. The world will try to convince you that you're not enough, so you'll keep buying, striving, and searching. But it's a lie. You've always been enough. You've always been worthy. You've always been deserving. Every blessing that's coming to you isn't something you earned or achieved. It's something you're receiving because you exist. Stop trying to prove your worth. Stop trying to earn love. Stop trying to be perfect. Just be yourself fully and authentically. That's more than enough. In fact, it's everything. Type "I am enough" if you're ready to accept this truth about yourself. My dear child, this message is coming to an end, but your transformation is just beginning. Everything you've read here wasn't random words put together. These were divinely inspired truths meant specifically for you in this exact moment of your life. You were guided here for a reason. This was your appointment with destiny. The fact that you read all the way to the end proves that your spirit is hungry for change and ready to receive. Don't let the power of this moment fade away when you leave this screen. Carry it with you. Let it fuel your faith. Let it strengthen your belief. Let it remind you that you're not alone, you're not forgotten, and you're not finished. The best is yet to come. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Your miracle is already in motion. The blessings you've been praying for are about to manifest in ways that will leave you speechless. Before you go, I want you to make a declaration over your life. Speak these words out loud with faith and conviction. I receive everything that was spoken over me today. I believe that my breakthrough is coming. I trust that my miracle is already on the way. I know that I am blessed, favored, and deeply loved. My season of struggle ends now, and my season of abundance begins. I will never give up. I will never stop believing. I will keep walking forward in faith until I see every promise fulfilled in my life. What was meant to destroy me will become my testimony. What tried to break me has made me stronger. I am rising. I am overcoming. I am victorious. Nothing can stop what God has ordained for me. This is my time. This is my moment. This is my breakthrough. My precious child, as these final words embrace your heart, know with absolute certainty that the countdown wasn't to create fear but to awaken faith. You are standing at the edge of your miracle. The struggles that have followed you for years are releasing their grip right now. The doors that remained locked are swinging open. The blessings that seemed impossibly far away are rushing toward you at divine speed. You didn't just read a message today, you participated in a spiritual transaction. Something shifted, something changed, something was released that cannot be taken back. In the days and weeks ahead, you're going to see evidence of what happened here. Unexpected money, surprising opportunities, divine connections, breakthrough moments, answered prayers, and when these things start manifesting, you'll remember this moment and know that it was all real. Walk forward now with your head held high and your heart full of expectation. You are not the same person who started reading this message. You've been changed. You've been charged. You've been chosen for extraordinary blessings. The universe has heard your cry and heaven has responded with favor. Your testimony is being written right now, and it's going to be so powerful that others will hear it and find hope for their own breakthroughs. You are blessed beyond measure. You are loved beyond words. You are destined for greatness beyond imagination. This is not the end, my dear child. This is your glorious beginning.